Okay, hiya, welcome back. Right, I'm going to give you a quick look round on this today. As you can see in the title, the good, the bad and the ugly. I'm going to show you the good things about this, the bad things and some seriously ugly things which have got to be dealt with. Now, a bike like this, it tells many stories. It's some 16 years old, it's had 6 owners and there are many, many things that have been done to it. So what I want to do is, because this whole thing, you are following it with amazing enthusiasm. We've had some of the most incredible messages. You really are keyed up for this, and we are too. I've got plans rolling around in my head, different things to do, different things coming up, and then changing it again. It's great. It's this point in the build is often one of the most exciting. It comes just before the end, where you just about roll it off the bench, done. This is a fantastic time because you're kind of planning, you're thinking it out. But before you do anything else, if you're going to do this kind of thing, this is a real world build. This is not going to be a fancy high dollar Street Fighter show bike. I honestly said that before. Show bikes to me are pointless. I wouldn't have the inclination or the time to get involved in it. The money they cost is ridiculous. They're never worth it. You might as well chuck your money down the betting shop. Honestly, a bike needs to be ridden. Street Fighters are about buying an old bike and repurposing it into something you can use, something that's just meant to be ridden and is loads of fun and is a bit raggedy and is cool. On this particular one, this is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to try and get as much of that ghastly weight off it as we can, but before anything else, I just want to show you around it some of the things that have been done, some of the interesting things, some of the things that are confusing, and some of the little telltale things that tell the story of this bike. Welcome back. Okay, so I want to bring you along the way with this, and there's so many of you ZXR owners and early model sports bike owners out there have lent your help and advice. You've said, let us know anything. I've got one of these, I've had 5 of these. Tell you anything you need to know. Someone even offered to send us a manual, a PDF manual, which is fantastic because we're going to take you up on that. So I'm going to go around it and show you what I've looked at, what I've seen, and what I think is the story of this bike. First thing I thought when I saw it, when I went to look at it, and the guy showed it to me and we started talking, the first thing that straight away is these things. Saw loads of these gold bolts. When you look closely at them, take a close look at them, they've got holes in. It's kind of a drilled out head. They're alloy and they've got little holes in. And these are for lock wiring. What you use these for is you put a piece of wire through it. Say you've got, I don't know, 2 of them there like that. You put wire through them both and you twist them together, you wire them together, and the idea is that they don't come undone. It's called lock wiring. Now, when you go on a track, if you're going to race and you make a track bike, then you lock wire lots and lots of the bolts. One in particular, can you get in over it, Pam? This was the one that initially rang all the alarm bells, was this one. Obviously, this is a Nissin caliper. These have been changed. They're not the original Kawasaki calipers. I believe they're GSXR. They're not Bandit, because the Bandit Nissin calipers are slightly different. They have equal size pistons. These are a trailing and a leading, or a leading and a trailing piston, and they're absolutely mint. They're like brand new, these calipers. That's something I was really impressed with, but I did think with these having lock wireable bolts, I wondered whether this was a track bike, and obviously it's got a Micron can on it as well. Not just a Micron exhaust can, it's got a Micron full system. So if you have a quite down in there, can you see down in there, Pam? It's the downpipes, the headers, all the way up. You have a look in there? This is the sort of thing, and you're noodling around the bike and trying to work out its story. You can see down in there, you've got the brand new, or virtually new, stainless Micron header pipes. Now, the first thing that, if you're going to track day a bike, they will ask you to lock wire certain things, but there are 2 things that straight away you go to find out if it genuinely was a track bike, it was used on track days or not. One is a throttle. If you look at any track bike, especially the off-road stuff, they'll put a piece of lock wire around here, around the throttle, and that stops any water or crap getting in underneath the rubber there, underneath the rubber, and causing that to slide when you're racing. So you get a lock wire around there, and the most common, let me grab the camera. Okay? The most commonly lock wired bolt is a sump plug. They always make you lock wire the sump plug if you're racing. And if I can get underneath it, where is it? Come on, there it is. Now that's the sump plug there. It's a completely standard factory sump plug, no lock wire, no drill holes in it, no nothing. And it is lovely. It's not chewed, it's not minced, it's just nice and fresh with a clean washer in there. And it's been serviced just recently. So I found out straight away this was not a track bike. It's not been used on track. It might have had the odd ride round, but it's not a track day bike. Other little things that bear that out are that you would definitely have had different kind of wear on the tyres. You wouldn't use these tyres for track day. They're not really suitable. These are a kind of touring or weather tyre. Very expensive set of tyres as well. You wouldn't waste the money on a set of these extremely expensive Michelins if you're going to go on track day and rip them out in a matter of no time. My buddy Dave Dyson's got a pair of these on his SV1000, and he told me they are ferociously expensive. They're virtually brand new as well, front and rear. Actually, that's a different tyre. Take that back, boy. What have we got? So there we are. You've got slightly odd tyres. They must have changed the rear separate to the front. But this is the part of discovering the story of the bike. When we come around closer, we can see some really cool things, which, let's say, good, bad and the ugly, like we said. This is the ugly. This is sticky back plastic that's meant to look like carbon. When you get in underneath there, there is going to be some damage. Can't get it off for now. There we go. There we go. Big bit of damage, and that didn't come off with the tape. That tape's there to cover that up. This is more sticky back plastic over the intake ducting, which is nice because it's all lifting off, all peeling back. We all know about the bottle top, which I think is rather cool actually. I like that little alloy bottle top because it's gold. All these bolts, I think you must have bought a packet of these, just gone out and bought a big bag of them and put them wherever they fitted, including clutch case. Now I'm going to have a closer look later on because I can't see. Normally, if this has had a new gasket, if this has had the clutch pulled out and replaced, then you normally see the new gasket poking out because they're bigger. But that one doesn't. It looks like he would have just replaced them one bolt at a time. So I think that's fine. Other little things you're looking for is under here, looking in to see if there's any damage on the underside of this case or in there where it's been down on its side. And there isn't really. There's little drop marks where it's kind of hit the ground. Perhaps it's fallen over or it's caught something. And the paint's a little bit tired. But nothing serious. Nothing that would tell you the bike's been crashed. It's got these little levers, these Chinese short dinky levers, so maybe it did fall on its side and snapped a lever, not sure. But there's no crash damage on that bung. Come around the other side. We've got a aftermarket fake carbon under tray thingy, which will come off with the whole tail end, and a fake plasticky look, carbon looky like type hugger. Again, very common item, but that's coming off too. These as well, most people sort of replace them, but they're all standard with the correct wear and tear. Other things you're looking for, which shows a bike hasn't been kind of tonsed up and faked, is this sort of thing. The correct wear and tear on a foot peg. The correct wear and tear it should have, not a brand new foot peg, because that shows you possibly it's been snapped off and a new one put on, or it was way worse than this and they put a new one on to try and hide the excess mileage. Mileage wise, the old girl's got, I'll show you on it. 30,000, you can see it there, 30,000 miles on the clock, which bears out. I've got all the MOTs with it, every single one, and they all bear it out. Inside, looking inside, just for what I can see, the fairing's got this foam stuff on the inside, this sound deadening foam. That's normally gone. If the fairing's been busted up, then fiberglassed and replaced or repaired, then this all has to be ripped off. So the fact that that's on there shows this has never been really bashed up or replaced or fixed. Little bits missing. Bit of plastic missing off that corner. That would have had a longer piece which then clipped up to a bracket that was probably connected to here. They took the whole lot off, I guess, and just left that flapping about. But the whole lot's coming off, so it don't matter. Looking at the forks, again, another brand new caliper on this side. These look like they're brand new, certainly recent anyway, which is really cool. I'm really chuffed. And that's seriously chompy. Grab two fingers and then the thing's virtually on its front wheel. Forks look good. Little tiny weep of oil on there. Might have a fork still gone. That'd be a good video. And the discs themselves, no excessive wear, but the correct wear. That's the point. Let's just hand you back the penny a minute. There you go, Pen.
I'll tell you one thing though.
Go on.
It's a very happy bike.
Is it a happy bike? Why is it a happy bike?
Because I found this.
There's a happy bolt on it. There we are. Okay, right, so here we are. This is the kind of story so far. Let's just get this jack down a bit. I'm going to show you something else. We said the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's just get up. Get that out that side. It's too close to the wall to come down.
You need a bigger garage.
Need a bigger garage. Right. This is a cool thing. When we look inside it, on the front here, Pen, we've got these. Can you come around the front and show them the little angel eyes?
Oh, yes. Really?
We've got these really cool angel eyes headlights things. It's a HID kit. Quite an expensive upgrade actually. It comes with all this stuff inside here. You get all these little extra bits, little boxes and wiring and stuff, and it's all been wired in. And I see lots of sticky tape. It's all peeling off. The wiring down there is a bit of a viper's nest. So all this stuff, there it is, look. Now when you deal with these things, they serious voltage. They're a high intensity discharge light kit, and effectively they carry massive voltage. They're like a coil. They rev up huge voltage in these little boxes. So whenever you faff about with those things, take the battery off. Just disconnect the battery and leave it for a little while for everything to power down completely before you start pulling them around, unplug them. Because you get a belt off one of them, it sends you usually into next door's garage through the wall. So that's pretty cool. They'll all come off. Also in the back end, actually I quite like the rear light. Check out the rear light. Okay? You've got this kind of LED thing going on, which is pretty cool. So I might keep that, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I haven't formalised the plan of what I'm going to do with the back end, but I certainly know it's going to be half the length, half the width, and virtually nothing of it, because there's nothing underneath there. If you have a look in here, you normally have a big ECU and the fuel computer and stuff all inside, but this is a carburetted bike, so there's nothing, big empty space there. All you've got here is the battery. That's easy to relocate, and just these two little fuse box, bits and pieces, connectors. That's it, nothing more. A couple of relays, that is it. So there's so little underneath there, it's going to be really easy, but this is the fun part. Check this out. This is the wiring for the backlight. Now as you can see, this has been wired by a professional. Look at that. Just a professional that happens to wire houses. That is just outrageous. So this is the sort of thing, when you buy an old bike, I'm not casting any aspersions on it. For all I know, the previous owner of this bike might watch these videos. And I have no disrespect at all for this bike, for the previous owner, or for anybody who's lived with it. This is just what happens with old bikes. They go through their lives, people just do the best they can. They make a quick modification, modification, and that's it. It works, it's safe, it's not catching fire, job done. And it works, and that's how it ends up. But we're going to make a real tidy job of it. And that's the idea of this whole build. It's just to kind of show you how to take a cheap bike. This was £1,000, this bike. A flat grand, one bag of sand, no more money. And that is a really, really easy way to get yourself a great street fighter for not a lot of cash. What we're going to do is sell the bodywork we don't need. The fairings, side panels, tower unit, bodywork, screens buggered anyway, that's already snapped. But all the stuff that we don't need, we're going to try and sell it. The exhaust can, I'm not going to use the can, I'm going to use the downpipes and make a little something for that, but I'm not going to use that can. So all these things are going to go on a budget. I'm going to put a whiteboard up on the wall, and we're going to start with the price of the bike, everything we sell, everything we spend, and we're going to keep you on the budget side of it as we go along. I reckon that's pretty cool. Don't you reckon, Pam?
Yep, let's get cracking with it.
Let's get cracking. I think one thing though we got told off for, didn't we, was not running it, not hearing it run, hearing what it sounds like.
I know, we teased.
We like to tease. So let's going to open the garage door because it's a carburetted bike. I'm going to choke to a penny today.
You see the camera go like that.
As you wilk away. Right, let's get it fired up. It's no cold. Go 30 seconds to a minute, ready to ride. Full choke, no throttle, fire it up. Give it 20-30 seconds to go. Love it, carburetted bike, back in the garage. I had that one for so long. The carbs on this have just been balanced. I checked the history, I've got this great big wodge of history with it. They have just been balanced, but in the end, when we've done all the makeover, when everything's done, we're going to get that sorted and we will show you how to do a little bit with the carbs because we get that question so often. There's just one other thing, isn't there, Pen? Just one more thing.
Yep, let me get myself ready.
Let's shut the door down, let's let some of this gas get out. I'll show you what we're doing. Alright, so there we are. As you can see, she's a tired old girl, she's had a lot of life, she's been loved, cared for, looked after and not abused. I don't think there's any abuse on this bike, she's just tired. Old, 30,000 miles, over 16 years. It's no mileage when you actually consider it per year. I'm really interested in any of you guys out there who ride Kawasaki's know about these brakes. It's a common upgrade to take off the Tokiko calipers, which are not so good, and put the Nissans on instead. Any of you know about that? Tell me about that. They're virtually brand spanking new, and God do they work. It really is a beautiful set of brakes on the front end. So that's the whole point of this bike. The engine is silky smooth and crisp, the suspension is accurate, the tyres are just perfect for the bike. Everything on this bike seems to be set up perfect for the Street Fighter build. All the stuff we're going to keep is awesome, and the stuff that we're going to get rid of doesn't matter. So any of you really interested in this kind of thing, you can do this for not a lot of money, but you've got to start with the right base bike. No point in buying tired old bikes on 100,000 miles, because the engine is the heart of any bike. If you buy a bike with a knackered engine, there's no point. You're beating yourself uphill to start with. This is absolutely perfect for it. We're looking really forward to get stuck in, aren't we, Pen?
Yep.
Now, next one. The next video of the weekend, we're going to get tools out, get stuck into that fairing. I want to get the fairing off, get the air ducting off, get the mirrors, the screen, the fairing frame, the front end off, get all those HID lights. There's going to be a lot of busyness going on. Tear all that front end off and see what it looks like naked on the front. That's the first thing. That'll be the next video up as far as that's concerned, so we can get into it in earnest, make a start, eh, Pen?
Yep.
Now, one thing, a lot of you who watch the videos might remember we spoke a little while ago about a young man called Ryan. Ryan's story was that he was out riding on his bike in the countryside. He came around a corner, came up behind an obstruction, and he stopped, pulled up and stopped. But the Dylan in the car behind him didn't. The guy came around the corner behind. You might remember me telling you about this. Came steaming around the corner and rammed our Ryan right up the backside, really hard, and he put him in a wheelchair. Now, you remember that story? We got the most heartwarming and amazing email from Ryan just 2 nights ago, didn't we?
Yep.
Ryan is out of the wheelchair, he is practically healed, and when's he back on his bike?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. He reckons a week to 2 weeks he'll be back on his bike. The doctors cleared him, signed him off, he can get back riding his bike, and he's bought himself a Kawasaki. And apparently the green ones are faster. Is that right, Ryan? Are they faster? You can tell me in 2 weeks' time. That's Ryan's bike. He's just bought himself a ZX6R, which absolutely rates in perfectly with this. So Ryan, good luck to you, my friend. Well done, and congratulations on that healing job, on getting yourself well again after such an awful accident. What a brilliant story, eh, folks? Ryan was in a wheelchair, uncertain future, long, laborious, hard recovery. He's getting himself back together. He's back on the bike any day now. And he's got his Kawasaki to go out and play on. We're going to put that on the wall, aren't we, Pen?
Well, a lot of our viewers contacted him and wished him well, and he really appreciated that. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
So we'll put a little link underneath to Ryan's channel, so you can do the same thing if we can. We'll have to do that later, won't we? Make sure. Excellent. So well done, Ryan. Congratulations, my friend. That's the most awesome story and the coolest thing I've heard this year. Don't you think, man? Is there anything else?
Yes, Caps, thank you for all your orders. First 50 went out, on their way. I collect the next 50 tomorrow, and I'll be packing them up over the next couple of days and send them out. I still have some spare, so if you want one, just email me on the address there.
On the address underneath, yeah.
And can I just say thank you? I've had about 20 emails from people all over the world sending us number plates.
Wicked.
No.
No, they're on their way. So we've got about a good 24 number plates on their way. We're going to start building the collage along that wall, make the garage look absolutely amazing. The whole idea of the number plate wall is to represent where all of you amazing viewers watch and support us from.
Yeah, and I've had ones from Illinois, Utah, Alabama, Spain, Belgium.
From Germany, isn't there?
Yeah.
Australia, New Zealand.
And even Aruba.
Aruba. That's got to be the best yet. Okay, there you go, folks. This is just a midweek roundup. Thanks for all your support on this. The amazing amount of messages just absolutely flooded and overwhelmed us. When we opened that the video after about 12 hours, we saw something like 150 messages from you supporting us on this Street Fighter build. Absolutely love it. Really getting forward to stuck in. And I think the most important thing is going to make this a real-time build in the real world for real money. There's not going to be anything fancy about it. It'll be stuff you can do yourself. And anything you're not sure, this is about showing you how you can do it. And there's so many cheap sports bikes out there, you can do this yourself as you go along. And maybe we can build a fighter squadron, couldn't we? Delboy's Garage Fighter Squadron. Wicked. Okay, there we go. Thanks for watching. Ride safe. Take it easy. See you next time. And well done, Ryan.